Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. I'm an astrologer, a coach, and an intuitive, and I offer personal readings, including chart rectification to help you discover your unknown birth time, classes, moon workshops, events, and I speak internationally about astrology. I am here today for the Cancer season forecast for The Edge magazine. Let's get started. Okay, this is me. I'm a Taurus sun. I'm an Aries moon, and I am a Cancer rising. My background is I spent over 25 years in corporate. So I love helping people with their work goals as well as any other aspects of life. You can go to my website and subscribe for moon phase guidance. Yes, you can. I send out new moon and full moon newsletters and listen to the Celestial Insights podcast wherever you listen to podcasts to surf the energies of the week like a boss. I love talking about mundane astrology, how the events in the news translate to what's going on in the sky, as above, so below. Yes, yes. And these are all my socials. Okay, let's jump in. I love this quote. Listen to your intuition. It will tell you everything you need to know. In our society, we are taught so much to focus on the logical mind, but and that's what Gemini season, which is wrapping up, and we're getting into Cancer season. Gemini season is all about the logic. It's an air sign and the intellect, and Cancer is about the emotions and the intuition. And too often in our society, we focus on the intellect and tell people not to pay attention to those intuitive hits that come in through the body that feels, and they are the things that will keep you safe. Whenever I don't trust my intuition, I always regret it. And I bet you feel the same. Cancer is a water sign. Water is it's a yin energy. It's that feeling energy. Water signs are mute. The water signs are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. It's ruled by the moon. Each sign has a ruler, and the moon rules Cancer. And what that means, if you have a moon in Cancer, you can do what the moon's meant to do well, which is feel, which is nurture, which is keep yourself safe. Yeah, the moon is our subconscious mind. The sun is our conscious mind. This is the image of Cancer, and it's the crab. And what Cancer energy is very sensitive. And so sometimes when people with strong Cancer energy, they get their feelings hurt, they go into their shell and quiet. They don't say anything, but you can tell on their face they're not happy or they're upset or the tears start to flow. Crying is one of the healthiest things one can do when you feel called to it because it helps wash away and process those emotions. And we can cry for joy, we can cry for upset, anger, all sorts of things. Cancer energy nurtures. The mother is a Cancer archetype, as well as like caregivers, and it provides comfort. A big hug is something that can be a wonderful thing to receive. It is intuitive, sensitive, and protective. You can think about how the mama, is very protective of her young. It feels, yeah, and it's cardinal initiating energy. It's action taking. You see like someone coming after someone's child and they like spring into action and like or throw themselves into danger in order to protect their child. Some other words for Cancer, um, it's helpful, sympathetic. I said empathetic. Also can be on a shadow side, like only caring about what the person perceived as their so-called tribe, like their family. Like if it doesn't impact their family, then they don't care about it. That can be a shadow side of Cancer energy. Yeah, and you can think about it, you'll probably be seeing a lot more nationalistic, where people are talking about their own country and that anyone outside of their country or their city or their family or what have you, like they don't really matter. All that matters is what's right around me. So that can be one of the shadow sides. Like guilt tripping can be a shadow energy of Cancer, trying to make people feel bad about how you feel. Yeah, that can be a shadow. So watch out for that. Being emotionally reactive can be a shadow energy, and like way overly emotional, like just overreacting over like smaller things that don't really, yeah, being very touchy or moody. One day the moon changes sides every day. So for someone with strong Cancer energy, their chart ruler or these planets report into the moon, and they can be like kind of up and down emotionally, like you're meeting someone new every time you see them. So that's something to be aware of. Cancer season is running from June 20th to July 22nd of this year. And there's some aspects and things that are happening that I want to make you aware of. Mercury will enter the sign of Leo from so it's in Cancer as we start Cancer season, where it can emote and it can feel, and then it enters the sign of Leo on July 2nd and immediately opposes Pluto. So Mercury rules communication and our thought processes. And in Leo, this fire sign, it's dynamic. It's like pushing its energy out, ready to have some fun, ready to have a big plan. But sometimes with the Mercury and Leo, it's like so like focused on like the big show that some of the details are forgotten. Like you forget to bring the plates to the picnic, and like what are people supposed to eat their barbecue on? It's really messy when they don't have any plates, even if you have napkins. So think about remembering the details. Yeah. The Mercury, and like you can feel like this boost of confidence. Now, Mercury energy can be Mercury and Leo energy can be very dramatic. So the first thing Mercury does, because Pluto is at like 1 degree of Aquarius, and Leo and Aquarius are signs that oppose each other, and Pluto is a planet of Pluto's a destroyer. It's like it's like power dynamics. It can be very forceful with its energy. It's a higher octave of Mars. So Mercury opposes Pluto, and someone can get in a shouting match because they feel like someone's trying to control them or something like that. So just be aware around July 4th, which the United States celebrates our birthday, that things can get a little out of hand at the July 4th picnic if people start getting into conflict. So can you be a leader and calm it down? Now, Venus, which rules relationships, beauty, harmony, and peace, and all that stuff, will enter Leo and then immediately oppose Pluto as well on July 12th. So this Venus in Leo is like girls just want to have fun, having a great time, craving attention. It can be very dazzling. Yeah, like putting on a show. Like you may see, this is like driving down the road, the girls flashing, the other cars, this was a thing in the 80s or whatever, um, flashing their at someone else in another car. So like wanting to do something to pull attention to oneself, and it may be a little bit shocking, or Pluto also rules like sexual in nature. Yeah, that's inappropriate. So just keep that in mind. You may see some things like that. Now, avoiding emotional manipulation. So Venus opposite Pluto can be like trying to control someone in a relationship with these manipulations. And then when you don't get what you want, you get loud and dramatic with Mercury there. Or it can be like two against one. Like with Pluto, there tends to be three people involved. So there's triangulation with that. So just keep it in mind, like Mercury and Leo, Venus and Leo, these are great, but it's that plutonic influence, and Pluto is the farthest planet away, and it's like microscopic. We can't necessarily see it, but you can feel that there's some subtext underneath the surface of things. But when it bubbles out, ooh, it makes itself known. Okay. Now, Mars, a planet of action. Mars strives, Mars achieves, Mars rules conflict, is going to be conjunct Uranus, which is the great awakener, the planet of shocks and awe, sudden events in Taurus, an earth sign on July 15th. So this can be when when there's a conjunction, the planets merge the energy as opposed to the opposition when they're opposite each other and it comes from outside of. So Mars doesn't like to be in Taurus. It's a sign of its detriment where it can be stuck and really can get into fixed energy about what it wants. But it can also be just having the persistence and the diligence and the stick-to-itiveness to keep going for your goals that you're striving for until you achieve them. And then Uranus can be, Eureka, I've struck gold. I've been working so hard, and then the breakthrough happens. Uranus can break us down or we can break through. So I hope you all break through with this. Now be mindful to slow down. Watch where you're walking. Mars, Uranus, both of these planets are known for accidents. This is trip and fall energy. So just be really mindful as you're moving through the world, especially like a week or two before and after, to really be, especially a week before and after, to be mindful, to be careful to not do too much multitasking. And then after that, but you can have awakenings about how you exert your energy. Now, you also may see explosive anger. Mars and Uranus together are very explosive. So yeah, don't poke the bear because the bear may go ballistic. Okay. Mars enters the sign of Gemini on July 20th. So this is mutable energy. Now Mars rules accidents. So again, Mars and Gemini, this is like putting the pedal to the metal. Mars rules like engines, power, it's like cars. So watch out. You may notice like July 20th, people just, why is everybody speeding so fast? It's this energy coming in. It's quick, it's agile, it's multitasking. So reduce your speed, pay attention. Now, people with Mars and Gemini, they use their words to fight, and they can be witty and have cutting phrases. The movie Dangerous Liaisons is a great movie, like John Malkovich's character, as well as Glenn Close, like those like they really like cutting words they said that were so turn of phrase and witty. That's Mars in Gemini. Now, Gemini likes to do things twice. So try not to, Mars can bring frustration. Try not to get too frustrated if you have to do things over. Like I started recording this and I had to stop and start again and stop because Jupiter is in Gemini too, and Jupiter makes everything bigger. So when Jupiter and Mars are both in Gemini, you may find like energy is very scattered and fragmented. So you really have to slow down and you may have to do things multiple times. So try to roll with it and not get too frustrated. The working with the moon cycles, I highly recommend this. This is the moon cycles are great for setting intentions and bringing them to fruition through focused action. And also just working with the moon helps you make the unconscious conscious, where you can really see what is like living your life more presently with the moon cycles. It is just unbelievable how this can help you grow on a spiritual level. There'll be a full moon on June 21st at 1 degree of Capricorn. Yes, Capricorn is cardinal initiating earth energy. So the sun will be at 1 Cancer and the moon will be at 1 Capricorn. The sun and the moon are always opposite each other at a full moon. So as oppositions can come in through other people or circumstances where you get full illumination, because this is the culmination of the moon cycle about something related to this axis in your chart. So likely something will come to you about Cancer home, Capricorn work. Cancer, how you seek security. Capricorn, how you build your legacy. What are your ambitions? Cancer feels like mother. Capricorn, the authority. Yeah. Yeah, nurturing yourself versus adulting. Capricorn energy encourages us to take on responsibility, be and duties, and be reliable, be practical. And Capricorn is the sea goat, and it's willing to put in the hard work and the effort to achieve goals over time, and having the patience and the planning to get to where you want to go. At the full moon, all is illuminated, emotions are heightened. It's a time for celebration and releasing what no longer serves you, and having forgiveness for anything. Like if you set intentions at the last new moon, which was in Gemini, and you didn't get to where you wanted to, just have some forgiveness. The beautiful thing about working with the moon cycles rather than the annual, let me just set my goals in January, and then by March, you forgot all about them, is each month there's a new moon in a different sign, and it gives us the opportunity to start again, reframe, rephrase our intentions. Okay, so you may have revelations. Pay attention at every full moon that what's coming to your attention about the nature of the moon and the sign and the house in your chart it's in. Yeah, you can go to my website, astrologybyceleste.com, and go to the bottom of the home page, and you can put in your information and get a free natal chart. And then you can see what house you have Capricorn in. Yeah, 1 degree of Capricorn in. And there'll be illuminations around there. Okay. How do you hold yourself back from your ambitions due to fear? And fear of failure can be, yeah, something that comes to light. Balance your work and family life and duties and versus the desire to rest. Now, in Cancer season, you may be finding you're wanting to nest at home more. Maybe you were out a lot during Gemini season, flip, lots of errands, lots of activities, socializing. Now you're ready to like do a little nesting, and like maybe just want a barbecue in your backyard. Now, there's going to be a new moon on July 5th at 14 degrees of Cancer. So it's so interesting because the July 4th, this holiday, is going to be in the dark of the moon. So, yeah, people may be more subdued around this July 4th than if it was happening at a full moon, which is a time of celebration. So new moons are times to set intentions, make wishes, just ask the universe for what you would like to bring into your life. Be specific, because you may get it, just not in the form you ask for it. That's what happens a lot. Have a ritual. Take time to sit down. You can join my workshop if you want to, really bring some intention into what you want to grow in your life. Also, initiating new projects with the new moon. Self-care is a great thing to do with Cancer energy, and Cancer rules the breasts and the stomach. So if you notice anything, it's a great time to do a breast exam, and notice if you have any stomach upset. Maybe you need to get a checkup or something like that. And maybe you just need like some kind of antacid or changing your diet or something to fix your digestive issues. Can you set intentions about managing difficult emotional responses, like practicing how you're going to do things differently. And think about, just allow yourself to get bored and just feel it, and ask yourself questions like, how does this make me feel? Why do I want to do this? Great time for self-investigation. Baths or swimming are also Cancer's water. I'm having a new moon workshop called Chasing Waterfalls on Sunday, June 30th from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. I hold these every new moon, right before every new moon, where I do talk about the astrology, and we do intention setting, and I do hot take readings and coaching people for success. I'm going to be speaking for the Astrological Association in the United Kingdom from August 28th through September 1st. You can check it out. You can go to my website, and on the moon workshops page, you can see the link to this. Yeah, but it's astrologicalassociation.com/conference-24. And yeah, this is going to be fantastic. And also the OPA retreat. This is going to be spectacular in Park City, Utah from October 16th to 21st. I'm going to be teaching over 3 days everything about the moon. So the moon rules memory, and our emotions. Emotions lead to actions, and it's a great timer in your chart. We'll be looking backwards in the present and forward to see, like, based on like new moons, eclipses, our progress moon, and things like that. You'll learn all about it. It's great for all levels, to understand the timing of our lives, live more presently, and prepare for the future. And you can go to opaastrology.org or my website to check out more about that. Okay, if you are an Aries sun or rising, this Cancer season, the sun is going to move through your fourth house of family, heritage, parents, foundations. Great time to start an ancestry project if this is something you've been thinking about doing. Some things may come to your attention. The sun focuses us in on things. It illuminates things about your ancestry, your roots, your security. The fourth house, like, this is the most private place in our chart. The point that starts the fourth house is called the IC, and this is our personal midnight. So you may be uncovering things about how you were raised, and at the full moon, where the moon is in Capricorn, opposite the Cancer sun, like, ooh, you may get some like illumination about how things about how you were raised impact you now and how you act out in the world. And these are things that are brought to your attention for your understanding and evolution and healing, not just for you to beat yourself up. But maybe there are things that just make you so proud. I came from this family that was so emotionally manipulative, but I'm out here in the world being honest and forthright. Yeah. If you're a Taurus, this sun is going to be lighting up your third house of siblings, early education, communities, short trips, and the active mind. So when you have anytime the sun is going through your third house and you're having a new moon there can be a lot of activity that comes up unexpectedly. You're doing a lot of trips to the post office, to the dry cleaner, to the whatever, the DMV or whatever. So just keep that in mind. You may be extra busy. So especially around July 15th, when Mars and Uranus come together, slow down. Set goals concerning networking. Maybe you want to join something like Toastmasters. Kepler College, I teach about transits for Kepler College. They have a Toastmasters club where you can practice your speaking skills. So you can go to keplercollege.edu, I think, and check it out. You can start journaling or get back to journaling. How can you tame the anxious mind? Can you like do meditations or things like that? Connecting with your siblings. For Gemini suns and risings, this is in your second house. The second house rules our resources, our income, our values. Also has to do with our talents, our attitude towards money. This is a great time to set intentions around building savings and increasing income, improving your self-esteem. Now, this is the axis of pleasure, power, and resources. So the full moon may be illuminating some shadow stuffs around you and how you deal with sharing resources. So keep that in mind. Stay tuned for that. For Cancer, the first house, this is your season, Cancer suns and rising. The first house rules the self, the identity, our physical vitality. So the sun, as it goes through there, it's spotlighting your vitality. So if anything comes up, you feel like you need to go to the doctor, it's a great time to do so. Yeah. Maybe you decide to start a new workout routine or walking 10,000 steps a day or something like that. Yeah. So create actions around health. How can you develop your more confidence? How can you balance the self, first house versus the partner, seventh house, with at the full moons, things may come up about sharing of responsibilities between you and your partner if you have one. For Leo, this is a 12th house new moon, and the sun's going through your 12th house. And the 12th house rules seclusion and endings. This is your time to rest because next month will be Leo season where you have this new start, where you have a birthday if you're a Leo sun. Yeah, so this is a time to take some time to do some resting before your season begins. The 12th house also rules escapism. So if you have escapist tendencies like shopping, playing games, video games on the phone, never ending, drinking, drugs, whatever, it may come to your attention about how these things are at the full moon in Capricorn in the sixth house, in how they're affecting your sixth house rules, things that go wrong with our health and our daily routines and rituals. So there may be, what I'm doing is causing me these problems around my health and vitality. It's also like hidden enemies. Someone may be exposed to you that may be gossiping about you or something like that. And solitude. Great time to do a little retreat. Take a step back. Focus on your spiritual practices. Yeah, set intentions to do better around any escapism. For Virgo, it's in the 11th house. And 11th house new moons, the sun is lighting up your 11th house. It's a house of good fortune, the house of friends, organizations, hopes and dreams. Jan Spiller calls this the granddaddy power period when you have a new moon in your 11th house. So this is like at the new moon, just after it's perfected, you can just set wishes, set intentions, and just put it out into the universe. Ask, believe, receive. So you can make the new moon wishes, set intentions to achieve your deepest desires. 11th house has to do with the future. What do you want to grow is a very Cancer thing. Cancer is very fertile. It's a water sign. Yeah. Think about your roles in group, planning times with friends. Sometimes, it's like I need to, and the full moon in the fifth house of self-expression, how do I express myself in relationship to the group? Maybe something that comes to your attention. Are you too Capricorn, focused on shadow Capricorn, focused on what's going wrong rather than what's going right? Okay, for Libras, the sun is going through your 10th house of career, status, and reputation, the highest point in your chart. The midheaven, this angle here, this arrow pointing up, that's the highest you can achieve. That's the peak in your chart. It rules your professional career, yeah, your social standing, calling, fame, reputation, good and bad, public persona, and achievement. So when the sun is going through your 10th house, you're getting extra intention, especially at work. So this is not a time to slack off. This is a time to show up and shine your brightest. Set intentions about your life goals, your career objectives, raising your public profile. And with the full moon in Capricorn, you may get like some real thoughts about, like, there may be some like, oh gosh, I have to do this, that, and this, that at home and for my family and for my parents. But there's so many demands at work. Like this can be stuff can be coming up around that, where how you need to prioritize and make time management help you do everything you need to do. For Scorpio, this sun is lighting up your ninth house of long distance travel, religion, philosophy, the in-laws. Something may come up with your in-laws, higher courts, education and publishing. Maybe you want to publish something. This can be a great, when we have the new moon, to start really focusing on how you're going to publish your blog or your book or your podcast or whatever. Or maybe you just want to take a class. Maybe you want to come to my moon mastery workshop at the OPA retreat in October. Yeah, it is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be intimate and a beautiful place. There are hot tubs all over and everything. Yes. Okay. You make plans to learn new skills or get involved in local politics or legal stuff. Publish your work. Oh, I'm thinking with Cancer, like maybe you decide, maybe you're retired and you decide you want to help advocate for foster kids. Cancer rules the mother in the legal system, ninth house topic. So you start putting out inquiries about how you can use your life to make things better for some kids who, don't have role models or help or something. The full moon is in your third house of the mind and communication. So yeah, you can get more serious and responsible about your duties around your local neighborhood around the full moon. Or maybe you just make a plan to go on a cruise or something. Yeah. For Sagittarius, the eighth house. The eighth house is the sun is lighting up your shadows. This is the house of intensity of the mind. It's where things we'd rather disown about ourselves reside. It also rules sexuality, death, debt, and taxes, other people's property, transformation, joint finances. But I really feel like, so there may be stuff that comes up about loans or debts or things like that. It's a great time to set intentions at the new moon to reduce debt, focus on intimacy, and face your shadow, the things you'd rather disown about yourself. And as I said, this is the axis of pleasure, power, and resources. So at the full moon, you may figure out, oh my God, need to get more disciplined about my spending because sun in the eighth house, I have too much debt. For Capricorn, this new moon and the sun is moving through your seventh house. This is the axis of I versus we, the partner. The seventh house rules marriage, business partnerships, like our best friends. It's the one-on-one relationships. Also open enemies. Lawsuits are also a seventh house topic. Yeah. And at this new moon, you can create actions around socializing, healthy boundaries, bringing beauty into your life, or working on serious relationships. So the full moon in your first house may be like, I am taking on, as a Capricorn, you're someone very comfortable potentially with duty and responsibility. I'm taking on too much of the responsibility. We need some more balance in a relationship. And at the new moon, maybe talking to your partner about that. Or maybe you decide you're single. I'm very happy being single and just want to do things the way I want to do them. Or maybe you decide, I want to find a new partner. And then you start putting out feelers to friends, maybe do some internet dating or join some social club. Aquarius, the sixth house. So the sixth house rules our routines and daily habits. It's a house of preventative health, but it also rules ill health, pets, employees, things like that. The sun is shining in there. Maybe you decide to go get a new pet. Yeah, it's also the house of worries and like the house of service. So you may find yourself doing a lot for other people around this time. But if you're anxious, this is a great time to recognize it and start bringing on routines and rituals to calm your anxious mind. Because the full moon in your 12th house of self-undoing can bring to light that some of the make it clearer that I need to set intentions around improving my health or helping others or replacing unhealthy habits. This is the axis of physical health versus mental health. For Pisces, the sun is lighting up your fifth house. The fifth house is a house of joy. It rules children, sex for dating, and sex for fun, and risk taking, creativity, our hobbies, what we do for pleasure. that sort of thing. Also, risk taking like gambling. Yeah. So the sun lighting that up. Are you having enough fun? Maybe the 11th house is friends at the full moon. Go out with a friend to celebrate and have some fun. Like have your spouse, if you have kids, watch the kids so you can have a little fun. Make resolutions to nurture your inner child, improve relationships with kids if they need it, or maybe you just have a date where just you and one of your kids goes out, just the two of you. Or maybe if you have a couple of kids, you just do things one-on-one with a few of them. Yeah. Build more joy in your life. And if you're like relationship, if the bedroom's stale, bring sexy back. So that's it for this Cancer season forecast. Again, I'm Celeste at Astrology by Celeste. You can find me on all the socials at Astrology by Celeste anywhere. Come book a reading if you would like some guidance and help with understanding what the current energies are right now and how you can best use them, what may be coming up next, and planning for the future to achieve your goals and whatnot. You can find me at astrologybyceleste.com. Take good care. Signing out for the Edge magazine.